Welcome back to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by again. What is a yummy six? And why do most expats end up with one in the Philippines? This is a very important discussion. It was brought to my attention a few years ago by one of my subscribers, a guy who's always on my live stream. I believe it was Hal Funkbase. I could be wrong. I know it was a Hal something. And we were talking about, the quality of women over here, and the six being the looks. Of course, 1 to 10 or 1 to 15 now. And the yummy being everything else. And this characterizes the women that we end up with. He had no idea that he put that phrase into expat folklore forever. Anybody's been following my channel knows exactly what a yummy six is. And all you got to do is look at the woman next to you. She's a yummy six. When you hear somebody say that comes over here, an expat or somebody who's in LDR, or takes their woman back to America and says, yeah, she's the best thing that ever happened to me, he's talking about a yummy six. She changed my life. He's talking about a yummy six. Remember, she's got everything else. She's cooperative. She's submissive. She's intelligent. Her character stands out. She's trustworthy. Okay, you can depend on her, guys. She's real. She's genuine. This is who we end up with. We don't get the 15s, guys. We don't get the 10s. If you fortunate enough to do that, then, I applaud you. But for most of us, it's the yummy six. And I'm glad. Okay, this is an expectation sort of a video. This is why a lot of guys come over here and they get disappointed. They're looking for the 15s, guys. Everybody wants a 15. That's why you end up lonely. You end up by yourself. Merlin's a yummy six. My wife was a yummy six. My son's mother was a yummy six. They got everything else. They're not going to win any beauty contests. They're not ugly. Don't get me wrong now. They're attractive. But if you come over here, if you want a 15, you go to the mall, you go to the college campuses and all that stuff. You walk around downtown. But she's the one that's going to save your life over here. Yeah. I just want to talk a little bit about it. We're going to talk more about it on my live stream. See, you get on the dating site and you chase after these 10s and 15s, and these is the ones who end up scamming you, or you end up giving all your money away. A yummy six is good enough, guys. Remember Paul Pierce, I think it was last year, it may have been 2024, but he went viral for saying what we've been saying for years about the yummy six. He said he would rather have a woman that's not as attractive as a 10 or a 15, because she's always going to be trying to prove herself. This is the case over here. But we've been knowing it, Paul Pierce. Okay, this isn't anything original to you. But a woman over here who we consider a yummy six, and all this is subjective, guys. She knows she's a yummy six. She knows she's not the most attractive. She knows she's not the most desired. So she's always going to go out of her way to prove herself. She's about as close of a woman that you're going to meet over here who's going to show some type of gratitude, some type of appreciation for what you've done. She's going to look after you for the things that you've done for her. And this is forever, as long as you're together. She's never going to get the big head. They're humble, guys. Most men over here have a yummy six. If you don't believe me, just look at the woman beside them. Certainly the vloggers. Okay? But yeah, that's one thing I like. See, that's why Merlin's in the gym every day. She's a yummy six. She's always trying to prove herself. She's always trying to become better. And that's what I like about her. See, Merlin's educated. She's college educated. She had a career as a bookkeeper. But she's still trying to improve. Okay? Now, probably because she's my woman, You know, she can put some pictures on the dating site now, and you guys will run after her like a 10. But in her mind, she knows she's a yummy 6. My son's mother was a yummy 6, even though when I showed y'all her picture when I was up in the mountains, y'all said, oh, she's a 7 or 8. Now, in her mind, she was a yummy 6. She told me that no one had ever called her beautiful except me and her mother. See, they're very humble. You know, my wife, when I met her, was 36, 26, 36. Same thing. You know, she'd always have to be having some type of skin treatments and different things to improve her appearance because she didn't think she was attractive. Yeah, yummy 6s are very attractive. It's the best thing that you could ever get over here, that you could ever expect to have over here. And you would thank your lucky stars at the end of the day that you met a yummy 6, because she's going to look after your best interests, guys. Okay? So thank y'all so much for stopping by. We're going to go into it a little bit more detail. You see, it's hotter than fish grease out here. I just came off my walk. It's very important to stay active. I didn't retire just to lay around, man, and look at YouTube all day. You know, I was going to talk about, see, today's the 4th year anniversary of the building of our guest house, our tiny house over there. I'm going to eventually talk about it. I was going to talk about that today because you see this lot over here. I'm going to buy that lot over there. I'm inquiring about it now. And once I do, I'm going to build 2 small houses there, one on each side. You're going to have a small backyard, a small front yard, and then the space in between the houses. Now, some of you guys, you know, you always push back on that. Oh, I can't own land there, et cetera, et cetera. But when you talk about the costs involved in building these small houses, you can't go wrong. See, this is for the pushback that says, oh, I'm not going to be here that long. Well, it's been 4 years, you're still here. You're still watching my channel. You're still paying that rent. You spent 3 times for rent what I spent just buying that house. And you know, all things being equal, guys, you got a good woman, you can trust her. You know she's not going to do anything stupid. But I want to accomplish something in my retirement. I just don't want to sit around and waste my life. You know, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Expat 15 minutes of fame, how to extend that. But that was one of the best investments I ever made over here since I've been in the Philippines. Number one is this house. But I already knew when I built the house, I said, I'm going to build a guest house for my subscribers. But it ended up being my 3rd bedroom and my 2nd bathroom. But we'll get more into that because I only spent $6,000. Okay. One more thing on that. See, if you don't trust a woman or you're skeptical, but if you got the right visa over here, the SRV, the 13A, make it a business. The lot and the house. She owns 60%, you own 40. At least 40% of something is better than 100% of nothing, which is what a lot of guys get over here when they break up and they get divorced and everything like that. So thank y'all so much for stopping by again today. Really, really appreciate it. Find it in your heart to help somebody. Now the day goes by, I don't help somebody. I'm going to spin the wheel tonight. I'm going to spin it tonight 3 times. Shout out to my buddy Will from Savannah, Georgia. Him and his beautiful family. He's got a fiance and their little son, 19 days old. This little boy, I guess he's getting out of the way for the next one because, man, he's smart. Will's 25, the young lady's 24. You know, one of the youngest, if not the youngest expats are, you know, he's not an expat yet, but he comes back and forth, that I've ever dealt with over here, guys. They stayed in the guest house, and, you know, I don't charge people, but at the end, he's like, here, man, use this on your spin wheel. And I will, because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people, we help ourselves. Take care. Stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see you next time. Don't do anything stupid. Don't come over here expecting a 10 or 15. You're going to be disappointed. If you want to chase a 10, 15, go ahead. Everybody else is chasing a 10 or 15. They're hard to catch. More than likely, she's going to scam you. You're going to end up giving away all your money. The yummy 6. 6 is the looks. Yummy's everything else. She's going to save your life. She's going to have your back. She's going to be grateful. She's going to be humble. She's always going to be trying to prove herself. This is who you're going to end up with anyhow, guys. I promise you that. Forever and a day, she's going to be improving. Because she knows she's not the most attractive. She knows she's not the most desirable. Okay? So take care, y'all. I'm going to talk a little bit about the 1-2 punch on the live stream, too. About one of the biggest mistakes expats make over here is they don't take good enough care of the woman's mother. This being a matriarchal society, the mother, it doesn't get any higher than that. And what she's going to be looking at is, okay, how's he going to treat my mother? That's how he's going to treat me. If he doesn't take care of my mother, certainly he's not going to take care of me, guys. I'm not talking about going broke. I'm not talking about being a fool and giving away all your money. But if you really want everything you're going to get over here, everything you deserve over here, it begins and ends with the mother. So if you got the good woman and the good mother, the relationship with the mother, that 1-2 punch, it's hard to beat.
Boots on the ground, don't do nothing stupid. Give that man his flowers, a tribute through music. If I don't know nothing, I know one thing. When we help others,